Hey everyone, what's popping? How's it going? So today's video is going to be more of a rant, as you can probably tell from the title. This has been in my mind for a while now and I'll be sharing with you guys some of the thoughts and opinions about K-pop and how I currently feel about it. Onto the disclaimer. If you get triggered by alternative perspectives and you're not open to hearing about an opinion which you could possibly disagree with, just do yourself a favor and click off now and keep it stepping. I'm all up for discussions. Feel free to comment as long as you're respectful about it. Now onto the video. For starters, aside from me being the biggest procrastinator ever, and school just being school, one of the main reasons why I haven't been that motivated to post was just because of the state of K-pop period. Am I the only one that just isn't feeling the overall vibe of K-pop lately? 2021 has just not been giving what it's supposed to give. From when GOT7 left JYP at the start of the year, we should have known this year would be shambles. In one of my earlier videos, I said that soloists were doing a lot better than groups this year. Now I'm sort of not impressed by neither groups or soloists. Now don't get me wrong, there have been some cute little bops here and there and it's not like the music totally sucks, because it doesn't. But nothing really stands out. Obviously the pandemic has had a huge part to play in this so-called shit in K-pop, but this is definitely not the sole reason. I feel like with the global expansion of K-pop and just K-pop evolving over time, this has been long coming, and today I'll explain why I think so. First of all, the OGs are nowhere to be found. I am talking to you Red Velvet, Blackpink, NCT 127, Big Bang, Girls' Generation and A-Pink. I don't know where they're all hiding, but we need them to come back and revolutionize the industry. They need to set the motherfucking pace and do what is needed, save the industry. How is it even possible that we're in the summer and Red Velvet has not given us our yearly dose of a summer bop? Last year we didn't get one, but the Selreen project was enough to distract us and keep us quiet. But this year I'm so over it. I won't sit here and lie and say I've been totally digging their solo projects, because I haven't. Don't get it twisted, I'm very happy that Wendy and Joy have had their solo moments to shine, but I've not really been vibing with the songs themselves. Like Water was okay, but it wasn't it for me. The song is pretty chill, but I would never go out of my way to listen to it. Some people don't like the fact that it's a ballad. But that's not even the case for me. Anyone that knows me knows I'm a sucker for a good ballad. But something just wasn't clicking for me. But I will say I love Why Can't You Love Me and The Road. Especially Why Can't You Love Me. That song is literal perfection. She ate and left no crumbs on that song. And Joy's solo was very refreshing. I love the overall vibe and aesthetic of the Hello teaser pictures, but as for the song, it's not something that I would go out of my way to listen to. I also feel like SM let her down in the sense that they didn't really go all out for her. But what's new, SM love to sabotage them. But I honestly don't think I'll be fully satisfied until I get an OT5 comeback from one of the most versatile groups to ever do it. I just know Big Bang have a library of fucking bops that are just sitting in their drafts, waiting to be released, and I want to know why. Nobody does it like them, and they've been so vacant from the music scene. We were robbed of a Coachella performance. We need a Big Bang comeback effective immediately. I want to say where are the Pinks? But let's be honest, this is nothing new for Blinks. These girlies dropped the album and literally dipped. And as usual, YG has been milking the fuck out of Blinks and giving us their empty promises. Just like they did with Rosé's solo for 2 years. With the news of Shinee being in LA and whatever Lisa's The Show Must Go On is about, there's hope of new music. A lot of rumors have been circulating that they'll be potentially collaborating with some new Western artists, which I don't know how to feel about, to be honest. But hopefully we can get Lisa's solo and new music soon. And now NCT. I obviously know the Dream and Wavy units have come back, but where are 127 and you? The boys were everywhere last year, dropping countless pops from the start of the year to the end, and now they just disappeared on us. It's so empty without them. I don't know what SM think they're doing with this NCT Hollywood agenda that they have going on, which by the way nobody asked or is checking for, but let me just say I think we can all collectively agree that a 127 and you comeback is needed ASAP. At this current moment I hate to say it, but nothing is iconic, nothing stands out, nothing makes my heart race. And sadly it wasn't always this way. Now don't get me wrong, the industry has always been about how these entertainments can maximize revenues through the product that they put out, obviously being the idols and their music, but K-pop didn't always seem so manufactured. In the past, a lot of groups experimented a lot more and focused on sculpting the overall group color. But nowadays groups tend to play it safe or go with the trend, and it just seems like everyone wants a quick hit. There is no sense of longevity. I think with the global success of counterpart groups like BTS and Blackpink, a lot of companies have been trying to take advantage of the current hype around K-pop, as they should. And before you all jump to the comments and pop off, hear me out, because I'm not saying there was never any hype before groups like BTS and Blackpink, because there certainly was. We have the iconic Psy, who has done so much, shinee, Big Bang, 2PM, Girls' Generation, Wonder Girls, 2NE1 and so much more. But let's be honest, it was never to the extent to where it is today. And there's nothing wrong with companies wanting to making as much they can from the current hype. I mean, who wouldn't? But I think the problem is, in pursuit of this, a lot of companies are getting lost in the source, and as a result K-pop doesn't excite me like it used to. For a lot of the groups that I stan, their past discographies have remained untouchable in my opinion, meaning musically they haven't been able to top the stage of their past releases, and I'm not talking about numbers. But I don't know whether this is actually a good or bad thing, because whilst their past releases have remained top tier, I haven't actually been stunned or blown away for a while now. But I've come to terms with the fact that certain groups have passed their prime, and that's okay. Enjoying the music or charts? If you didn't already guess, I'm talking about streaming culture. Obviously this is nothing new, but the hold that this has over some fans chill. At first it was all fun and games. People would stream their faves and it was in a sense more authentic, and it still is for some fans. But now a lot of the times not only is it toxic, but it's almost inhumane. The level of dedication that comes with it is honestly mind-blowing. Strategically planning what playlist to use and organizing however many devices. Some of you'll work harder than the devil, but then sometimes there's also a level of delusion that comes with it. And let me just say, there's nothing wrong with streaming. I do it too, but because of how dedicated some fans can be, I've seen one too many times where this was used as a way to pressure and sometimes even bully others and make them feel less of a fan for not having that same dedication with streaming. Let's get one thing straight. If you wholeheartedly decide to stream until God knows when, that's your decision. That's your choice. That's on you. But what makes you think you can go around telling people whether they're real fans or not based on if and how much they stream? This is where you have me fucked up. I don't care what anyone says, you are not the main character that you think you are just because you stream. Pipe the fuck down. First of all, not everyone has the time. People have lives. People are busy, and secondly, not everyone cares to that extent. Let's be real, not everyone gives a shit about streaming consistently. Does that make them any less of a fan than those that do? Hell no. And I'm not saying streaming consistently is bad, because it depends on what you choose to do, but don't let it get to your head is all I'm saying. But one thing I will say, going off topic, is that Psy deserves his fucking flowers. For him to achieve what he did before streaming culture really became ingrained in the industry is crazy. Where do I even start with this? From the relentless fan wars, to the antis and acgies, to the people who just lose their morals over K-pop period. I swear it can be very tiring being a part of a fandom. I could literally say I prefer a song from Group A over a song from Group B, and somehow someway Group B's fans will pull up chart positions and achievements and then tell me that my preference is wrong because Group B's song sold more, which somehow equates to it being better. Is it about the music or what the music can bring? Make it make sense. And if that doesn't happen, suddenly me preferring the song from Group A means I hate Group B, bruh. Not everything is a test of your loyalty to your faves. It's okay to prefer something else. Kingdom was a perfect example of fandoms at their peak. Overall, I feel like the show itself could have been a lot better, but one thing that definitely ruined it for me was the constant fan wars. From the voting, to the performances, to the results, it was like the fucking Hunger Games or something. It was so deep. Some of the fan wars that started from Kingdom still go on till this day. Honestly, if you're on Stan Twitter you know how bad it is. On one hand, a lot of fans only remember mental health when it comes to idols. But this goes out of the window for regular fans. Then on the other hand, some fans subconsciously feed into the so-called idol culture and forget that idols are human. They treat them like they're puppets, dictating what they can and can't do. The other day someone said because Lino loves animals that he needs to become vegan. And again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being vegan. But first of all, what makes you think you can tell an idol how to live their lives? And secondly, how does his choice of food affect his love for animals? This is just an example of the entitlement some fans feel towards idols' private lives. All I will say is sasaengs are not the only ones overly attached to idols, but at the same time fandoms can be amazing because you're united with people that are into the same thing as you. Just don't let it get to you. The bottom line is fandom culture can be very unhealthy. On that note, before I get cancelled with the quickness, what I will say is 2021 is no comparison to 2020 or the years before. I don't care what anyone says. In particular, 2017 and 2018 were iconic all throughout. And I know some will say it's only just been slightly over halfway through the year, but this time last year, K-pop was just so much better. But let's see if by the end of the year this can change. Which I doubt. And this is the end. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like and comment. I'm all up for discussion as long as you're respectful. And don't forget to subscribe. Till next time, bye.